Okay.
Yo, what it do, St. Louis? Y'all
What's
know what it
up?
is. It is Tuesday, so it is time for the
That
St. Louis
time.
Hustle podcast with your boy Cortez Hustle
Time.
and my girl Michelle.
Boom, boom.
Hey,
Hey,
we
hey.
got
That's me.
that's Michelle. That's her. That's her. We got another
Me.
wonderful show lined up for you
Wonderful.
guys today. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking all about relationships,
Yes.
betrayal, friendships. Guys, have you ever been betrayed? Let
Ever.
us know, man. Y'all got to interact with us on this one. Have you ever been betrayed? If so, where do you draw the line? Did you forgive
Yes.
that person that betrayed you? Is there such thing amongst friends
Whew.
as the unpardonable offense? Right? What can a friend do to you that no matter what, you just never, ever, ever gonna
Mm-mm.
forgive them? So
Ever.
that's what we're talking
Ever.
about today, man. As you
Okay.
guys are coming into the stream, go ahead and drop the name of your business and/or your brand. Just don't share any links, but definitely shout yourself out, man. Because in business, if you ain't shouting you out, I don't know who is. Make sure
Who
that you
is?
also let us know what city you're tuning in from. This is the St. Louis Hustle podcast, but we got folks
Boom.
from all over the place
All
tuning in.
over.
So that's
All
what we do,
over.
man. So we're excited about what we're
Yes,
going
we
to
are.
discuss today.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll roll our intro.
Uh, we're gonna roll the intro. Awesome. Oh, it's the fake intro time. We need
Yes.
like a music monologue so I can do all my dances. Oh, I wish I
What's
never
up?
knew how to prep.
Yeah, that was that thing, man. Tanya
Never knew
Sellers is
how.
on, says good morning. Melissa says good morning. Welcome to the
Good
show this
morning. Hey,
morning.
girl.
If you know anybody that can produce a show intro for us with a
Melissa.
little music,
Yes.
uh, yeah, we would appreciate that
Yes.
greatly because we don't have an intro, people.
We don't have an intro. This
Well,
is why you getting this right here. It's because we don't have an intro.
well, we
And my
do
beatbox
have an
skills is rusty.
intro,
What do
but
we do?
I can't bring it into the show live
Can't
for
bring it
some
in
reason,
live.
and I don't want to reproduce it. So
We don't want to reproduce it. And we
I'm
need a
looking for somebody
producer.
else.
We
Yeah,
looking. We
yeah.
somebody else got to do the heavy lifting.
Help
Heavy
us out.
lifting. Help
Help
us.
a brother and a
And a
sister
sister.
out. Yes, yes.
Help. So real quick, Melissa, we need you on this here. This here, we need you on this here because this here, I know you got a lot of input on this. My girl Melissa
Mhm.
Wilson is listening, and she is a life coach. She's been a person in my life that's given great advice. So hopefully you're still
Ah,
tuned in, Lisa. If you could just jump in on the comments. I wish we could slide her in. Um,
we probably could if Melissa is in a good place where she can. So
I know
let us know if you want to be an
yeah.
impromptu guest on the St. Louis Hustle podcast, and we can make that
Melissa,
happen.
we
Melissa
can
is,
slide you in if your camera working and you got some earbuds where you can hear us and you're in a kind of quiet place. I'm not sure if you're commuting right now, but if you have the ability, Melissa, man,
you can
just put it
hop
in.
on in.
Yeah, just I had to slide. How am I get it a link though?
Just
Oh,
send it to
I
her
can do it
on
from my other
Messenger.
phone. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can get it to you.
yeah,
I can get you the link. You just hit the link and we could slide you into the show and you could kind of it's impromptu.
yeah. I mean, it is what
Think
it
about
is,
it.
but nevertheless, let's go ahead and officially start the show. All
And
right.
she says yes.
All right. Well, send her that, and I'm going to get us rolling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my girl, Michelle A. And we got a
Hey,
wonderful show for you talking all
wonderful.
about relationships. And of course, we're coming live and direct from the Monetize My Life studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, you got a gift, talent, special ability that God gave you for free. Why not turn that into income? All you got to do is go to
Yes.
monetizemylifenow.com. Get a free copy of the book. You cover shipping, and I'm going to send you the book absolutely free. So, Monetize My Life is all about teaching you how to turn your gifts, talents, and special abilities into income with little to no startup costs. So, today we're going to talk a lot about
Yeah, we are.
relationships, friendships. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about betrayal. We're talking about forgiveness. We've got a lot to talk about on this topic, man. We've
Yes,
got
we do.
some good stuff. And I want to know from you in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about your best friend. is there such thing as an unpardonable offense? Can your best friend do something to you that you will never forgive them for,
Never.
right?
Ever,
I
ever?
want to know, is there such thing as that? Because I think in true friendship, it's hard to not forgive a real friend. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
wondering. Tanya, my girl Tanya out of the A by way of Cleveland says that St. Louis twang is serious.
The- Wait, who twanging, me or Cortez? Is he twang? I think he twang more than me.
She
I'm
said
from
that.
LA, but I do have a twang. I do. I've been here long enough to get the twang. I was
She
twanging
said
3 months when I got here, so
that twang
the
is
twang
serious,
is
right?
for real. It's for
So
real.
let us know in the comments, guys. Do you have is
Hmm.
there such thing as an offense that can be done by a friend that you could never um, forgive them for? My man Janelle Smith is on. Big Blacks Barbecue. Don't start, Michelle is in the building. Uh, so let us know. Is there such thing as something that a friend could do that you cannot pardon? So we're gonna get into that in a minute, but
Ah,
nevertheless,
man.
Michelle, what them
Whew.
coronavirus numbers looking like for this past week?
I ain't have to do that. I was getting ready for the wind up too. You saw it. I was like, no, Michelle. Damn. Okay. Hey, Big Black. No. Whew, I got out of my system. I feel better. Okay, so the numbers for Rona. No, the numbers for Rona or somebody gonna show up on my doorstep. I told you, leave my husband alone. If you keep
Yeah,
on her, keep on. I'd snatch your wig off, but you ain't got one. No.
yes,
Okay,
because Big
so
Black is married. Just so you
yes,
know.
no,
Yeah.
no disrespect. More power to you. Just bring some barbecue. If you show up, bring some barbecue. That's all I'm saying. So the Rona numbers, St. Louis or Missouri, we are at 60K. We're 60,000
Mm,
for the Rona numbers. So we crept on up there. And Illinois, y'all been high. So y'all are like 195, approaching 200,000. So
yeah.
y'all, we're entering the second phase of it. It looked like when everybody was being really practicing social distancing, and I hate to say it, and y'all know I like to be out as much as the next person. But when we stuff was shut down, that's when we had more of a handle on it. We opened
Mhm.
America back up and stuff and popped loose like they had the what's the motorcycle thing that they do every year, and they get over 300,000 people.
Sturgeons or something like that.
Sturgeons was, I
Yeah.
think it was this past weekend,
Yeah.
and OMG, all those people, and very few were wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? People
Mhm.
are doing all these mega parties like they just don't give a darn, and it's real. Like I know people who have caught the virus. Thank God, I just
Mhm.
got tested the other day. Look at God, I don't have it. Thank you. And but it's real out there, and just to compare it, when we look back at pandemics of the past,
Mhm.
we really have to think. I think we in our minds are thinking, oh, this will blow over. We thought it was gonna blow over in the summer. It ain't blew
Mhm.
over. The numbers that went up.
Right.
Remember the predictions we did back? Might have been April, where these
Mhm.
people predicted when we were gonna hit our peaks,
Mhm.
and I was like, they can't predict.
Yeah.
Ow.
Turns out they
Uh,
knew what they was talking about.
turns out they looked up and got it right. So they all like high five. Yes. No. But pandemics of the past, they didn't just go away in a few months. Some
Mhm.
didn't go away for several years,
Yeah.
right? So
Absolutely.
we might have a little longer in this thing than we think. And the sooner and the more that we wrap it up, people, it's almost
Mhm.
like it's gonna be, and I hate to go there, it's gonna be like having unprotected sex. You can't just get out there all willy nilly and just be
Right.
anybody, right? Unprotected. It's gonna be the same thing. You just can't walk around unprotected, no mask
Yeah.
on. You can't be out there kissing on folks and hugging on folks and just sweating on them and all kind of releasing bodily fluids. You can't do that
Right.
because
Right.
now it'll kill you still. So you just can't. You just can't do it.
And I'm wondering, Michelle,
Mm,
have people just gotten to the point where they're like, YOLO, you only live once. So hey, listen, because you know you almost get to that place when you're in quarantine and you sitting back
Mm.
and you trying to do the social distancing thing and you realize life is passing you by and you're
Yep.
like, man, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. You know, some people have
Uh-huh.
that attitude, but we want to caution you people that if that's how you feel, if you ready to go on out of here, you don't got to take a few thousand people with you because that's what can happen if we're
Yeah.
not careful with this thing. And I'll be
Thank
honest,
you.
I'm like I'm very close to that line where listen, I still got to live. I'm still going to try
Yeah.
to enjoy life
Mm-hmm.
to the best of my ability,
True.
but I'm thinking about the other people. See, I consider myself a Wolverine in this piece, right? I don't believe, I believe if I did catch it, I'd already healed from it. I didn't even know I had it because I healed
Right.
quick, right?
Right. Right.
Right. But, but I understand that it's so
Everybody.
serious that
Yeah.
I could have affected somebody. While I could be asymptomatic, I could have gave it to 1,000 people, right? And that's what you
Seriously.
got to be careful of.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you who really are like, man, this thing is it's a conspiracy, it's something that it ain't real, or
Oh.
yes, okay, if that's how you want to live your life and that's how the approach you want to take to this thing, that's fine. But just be careful and conscious that those
Yep.
that you around and those that are
Yep.
you love, you could be the catalyst for wiping out a whole generation of people
For real.
because you don't believe that it's
Yep.
real. You think
Yep.
everything is a conspiracy. So while I do have some of those tendencies, I am cautious that those around me, I just in case I'm wrong, I don't
Just
want to mess around and
right.
kill a bunch of
Right.
people, right?
Yeah, families are getting it. It hits one and then it just spread like wildfire. And you're right. You could literally take out a whole generation of people just
Hmm.
because you want to do the whole YOLO thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not fair. It's not fair to other people. Okay.
Hmm.
I was going to say, sorry, Lord. I almost said kill yourself. But that ain't what I'm saying. I ain't saying kill yourself. Sorry. I said sorry. I ain't saying that, but I'm just saying be, like Cortez said, be conscious. Don't come around here with that
Hmm.
foolishness because
Yeah,
I'm going to give you the
yeah.
face.
Because there's a lot of
Look.
YOLOing you can do by yourself, right?
Right.
You can go YOLO to the beach by yourself,
By
uh,
yourself.
and
You
don't be
know what I'm
around
saying?
nobody. And take your dips and skinny dip or whatever you do at the beach. You
I,
can do all of that by yourself, right? You
mm-mm.
don't have to be
Mm-mm.
around folks.
Mm-mm.
What I'm
You just
saying.
encourage people to get themselves in the beach and take a bath. You said they want a skinny dip. You just told folks to get their tails in the water, butt naked. Don't do
Hey,
that. Don't do that, St. Louis or America or wherever you're watching from. Don't get your behind in the water butt naked. Other people got to be in that same water, and we don't want your residue. Mm, your residue. It's like taking a bath with a stranger. Oh, I don't know where you
ooh,
been.
oh,
Oh,
that's
right.
true.
There it is. And then, did you hear about Chicago? Right?
Yes,
Everything's going on in
yes,
Chicago. Insane.
yeah.
I don't know. Here's the thing. They showed about all the looting and everything, and I was like, we were
Mhm.
discussing this a little bit, and I was like, what kicked it off? Life. I don't
Yeah,
know. They
right.
just they just got out there, started looting, and they went downtown to, I guess, to the business district. That don't make it no
Mhm.
better. Stop it.
Right,
Had
right.
several seats. I saw the picture of a guy driving his car into the bay window of a department store.
Hmm.
Senseless foolishness. First of all, you turn up. Is it that serious? You tow up your car, try to get some free. What? You must have hella insurance. What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
It was ridiculous. And I saw more women. At least this is just what they showed on the news. I
Hmm.
saw more women running out with arms full of clothes than I did men.
Right.
Ridiculous. I don't care what you need, what your kids need, or what your mama need. No excuse. You a thief, and the
And you
truth ain't
know,
in you, and your feet stink, and you
and
don't
you
love
know,
Jesus.
right. And you know they grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. They ain't checking sizes. Can't none, you can't be
They
wearing none of that stuff.
that
You know, when I was stole a whole bunch of stuff, now you gotta start trying to sell some hot
right,
clothes
right.
because
There
you
you go.
can't, man,
Right,
I should have been in the petite section. I grabbed all of the stuff
right,
from the
right.
wrong section.
You know
You
you were
can't wear
Ashley.
none of the stuff.
Right. You know you were Ashley Stewart girl and you were in there in the small section. What you doing? Can't get a thigh in them clothes. Get your life together.
So y'all make sure,
Mm.
man. Listen, on another level, prayer still works, y'all. Be praying
Yes.
for our leaders. Be praying for
Yes.
those who are on the front lines. Be
Yes.
praying for, because desperate times often calls for desperate measures, and not to
Yeah.
make any excuse for any of the looters, but there is a certain level of, we used to say when we was back in school, was like when somebody pissed you off, you can be upset, but then if they piss you off to the highest level of festivity, right? And I think
Right.
that's what's going on in some of these cities, man. People are really pissed off.
Yep.
So we've got to pray that people keep level heads
Yes, we
during
do.
all of this thing, man, and really hope that leaders are doing the right thing. I saw in one of the videos the officers on the front line trying to keep people back, and of course somebody hurled something and looked like a chair, smacked the officer right in the face, and I'm like, man,
Come
it's
on.
it's it's crazy, man. That it's crazy on both ends that this whole
Sad.
situation is causing people to get to that level of desperation. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy that in some of these places, people feel that leadership aren't doing the best or the most they could do to curb the situation. So we got to be praying
Yeah.
all the way around for everybody. And speaking of which, shout out to our first responder. If you are a first
Yes.
responder and you've got a good story, you might
Yes.
also get a good blessing in your Cash App. So put your story
That's
in the
it.
comments if you are a first responder doing some good things.
Ding! You see the light bulb? We a first responder show. Boom.
There
Booyah.
you go. There you go.
Booyah. I got put together. I got put together.
Let's
First
do it.
responders, please, like inbox Cortez, inbox me. We want to hear your stories. Maybe we could put a little compilation of them on. If you are a delivery driver, we want all the perspectives. Yes, law enforcement, firefighters, paramedics, but we want also delivery drivers, nurses, doctors, whoever. If you're on the front line, inbox
Mhm.
us if we want to have you on panel and we want to talk with you. We want you
Yes.
to share your story and where you are. I'd love to get I've been trying to get a cop on the show for I don't know how long because I
Right.
really, 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 because I love cops. No, I
Yeah.
just really, really, really want to get their feedback, from an officer's perspective. Um,
Hmm.
I really, really, really want that. So, inbox
Yeah.
us, please, so we can get you on like, within the next couple of weeks. We want to hear from you directly. We want to give you a voice. What do you want to
Hmm.
say to St. Louis about what you encounter daily? Maybe some do's and
Awesome.
don'ts, like stop being stupid. Just whatever you want to say. We want to put a voice to it. So,
All right. So on the other side of this break, it looks like we've got Madam Lisa ready to jump
yay! Oh,
in with us. So on the other side of this break, guys, we're going to get into what is a friend, what
yeah,
defines betrayal, what about forgiveness. We've got a life coach and counselor
yes,
on. So we're
yes,
excited to bring up this subject. Comment though, let us know
yes,
what do you consider the unpardonable offense? What can a friend do to
yes.
you that you would never forgive them for? And let's talk about that on the other side of this break.
Boom.
Hey, good morning, wealth champions. Hey, listen, if you want to be financially successful, then you have to do what financially successful people do. And I know there's a few things that all wealthy people have in common. Number one, they understand that building wealth is a team sport. Number two, they understand the power of capitalism and business enterprise. Number three, they love to use systems and leverage. And number four, they all have mentors. My name is H. Cortez, also known as Financial Health Mentor. And for the last 5 years, I've been helping hardworking Americans get all of these things in place with one single membership. If you want to learn more about that, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com. Again, that's myperfectmoneyplan.com. And you're going to get a team of professionals, so you're not building wealth by yourself. You're going to get a system that's going to help you transform your finances. And last but not least, you're going to get some great mentorship to help you execute your game plan. So again, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That is my co-host, Michelle.
Hey.
And this segment is brought to you by myperfectmoneyplan.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get your money right, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com. You'll learn how to give yourself an instant pay raise. You'll learn how to get out of debt. You'll learn how to get your credit fixed by a team of professionals. You'll learn how to accumulate your assets. We're helping people build generational wealth, people. So all you got to do is go to myperfectmoneyplan.com.
Question.
Yes.
You said that they help you accumulate your assets. What if you already have accumulated enough assets in your life? I've over-accumulated assets. I don't need no more.
We're not talking about those kind of assets, Michelle.
Not sets of asses, just that.
No, yeah. We're talking the other assets.
Gotcha. Break it down for the people.
I'm going to say the assets that increase in value. Well, some people will say, well, my asset is valuable and it's the price is going up. So it's increasing in value, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you was going to say the kind that make money. I'd be like, hey, you don't know. Sir, what you talking about, sir? My assets bring it on. Stop. Let me just abort that joke.
My assets bring all the boys to the yard. Would you introduce your friend, lady?
Woo, I would. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus.
Bring it back. Just bring it back.
Okay, bring it back. Okay, I'm so excited, right? This is impromptu moment and I love it because that's how we do stuff. That's why we cool like we are. So I'm bringing on to the Hustle Podcast show a very, very dear friend of mine. She is just an awesome person all the way around. Just awesome. That's how you have to make the awesome face. Awesome. So y'all, welcome to the show, Lisa Wilson, y'all. Yay!
Hello.
Hey,
good morning.
How are you today?
The best. Thank you so much for having me.
Yay!
You gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
You hear me? You better stop it. Love it.
Excuse me, puppy. I'm on live TV. Go sit down. Excuse me.
Love it. You know what?
Good morning. See how you got to stay ready? Let me let this puppy out. 1 second. Hold on. 1 second.
And then turn your camera sideways for us too.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Now landscape your camera for us too, Lisa. Turn it the other way, the long way.
I'm new. I'm sorry.
Turn it this way. Turn it this way.
Yep. Perfect.
There we go.
Okay. Thank you. Like this?
Awesome. Yep.
There we go.
Perfect. Oh, great lighting. Oh, come through here. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Oh my goodness, Michelle, you are the best. You know, I always tune in. I'm actually on my way to work to the office, but today is a good day. You can sometimes be late. So
yeah. All right.
All right. Well, So we're talking about, Michelle, you want to give us the textbook definition of friend, and then we might have to also give them the hood definition of friend.
Okay. So as I researched this topic, let me go to the dictionary first, right? So let me go with what modern society or culture defines as a friend. So I went to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, and they define a friend as a person who has a strong liking for and trust in another person. And they also describe it as a person who's not an enemy. I got to get a face on that one.
Yeah, give him the face, Michelle, because that's a lot of people. I'm not, especially for me, I'm the type of guy that is so friendly and Mr. Friendly Bob here. So if you're not my enemy, then everybody in the world is my friend, Michelle. And I don't believe that's true, according to that.
According to the dictionary, that is what they define as a friend. But I think in reality, we know that's not true. A friend, that's not what a friend is. No, not by any means. You know, I believe, you know, and we can, you know, kind of take our spin on this, but like you said, hood definition, you know, the hood definition might be somebody who's got your back, somebody who's always there for you, someone that you can count on. somebody that shows up.
Yeah.
I don't even really fully agree with that. I think that's just what culture, black culture. I said it. Really black and white, but I guess modern civilization or Western civilization considers a friend in layman's terms. So,
Right.
what about you? What about you, Lisa? What do you consider a friend?
I think it's certain different types. You have more than just one type of friend, if you ask me.
If you had to go general though, and just give a general,
gonna go general.
Yeah.
General is someone who is a friend is someone that's in your direct personal space that you allow in your world. They have to definitely be in your direct personal space. That it's a 100%, 100%. I don't like 50-50. It's 100, 100. So for me, a friend is in my personal space, in my everyday, not even every day, because we don't have to talk every day, but you are in my personal space and we share life together.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Share life.
Share life together, and someone that you let your guard down around. For me, is someone that I'm not afraid to be vulnerable around, because I don't feel that they will use that in any malicious way against me because I was vulnerable. Like for me, somebody as a man that I would cry around and who wouldn't later go back and tell everybody, man, that boy crying like a little baby about this situation. That, when you can be vulnerable around someone, you have that level of trust.
Yeah,
I believe that you're crossing into friendship zone at that point.
Yeah, that's good. Do you? So let me throw this out here. Do you? It's a two-part question. Do you believe that a person can have a lot of friends? Because you hear that a lot. Oh, I got a lot of friends. Do you believe a person could and have a lot of friends? And should you have a lot of friends? My personal understanding is really no. Keep your circle small. But there are some people, because I used to be that person. I used to be the one, but like I have a lot of friends. Woo! Lots of friends. I think there's pluses and drawbacks to having too many people that have access to you. What do you guys? What do you guys feel?
My circle is small as well. I was never one that ran with a lot of girls, women. Now that I'm close to 50, so I still have the same inner circle. I still have the same inner circle. When you're doing life and you have purpose in life, you're gonna definitely meet a lot of people, but that doesn't mean that they should be allowed personal space.
Yeah.
So personal space and interaction to me is different. I don't think that everyone you meet should be considered we have to be careful with the titles that we allow people to place on us, as well as the titles that we take. And so for me, a friend is a job.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever title I put on myself, it's a job, and I'm going to work it as a job. And so a lot of people don't look at it that way. And so you have to be careful. I don't believe everybody should be a personal friend. You're going to meet people. You're going to know a lot of people and they have associates. But as a friend, that title comes with expectations for me.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree with you, ladies. I think you can have a lot of friends. Now, I don't think everybody does, but I do think you can. And I think one of the things that happens, Michelle, is when we really start to live in and walk in integrity, you start to attract those people to you. And when you're dealing with a circle of people who all have integrity, going back to me being vulnerable, I can be vulnerable with a lot of people who have integrity, right?
Okay.
So I can bring them into my inner circle. Not to say that everybody becomes a lifer, right? But I do have a lot of people that I consider friends based on my integrity, their integrity, and I can be vulnerable with them. I can bring them into my inner circle as we are doing certain things, and I do consider them friend, and they consider me friend. And when they're vulnerable with me, they know that doesn't go anywhere. When I'm vulnerable with them, it doesn't go anywhere from their perspective. And we have the relationship that a friend has. I can call them in the middle of the night and they're going to pick up the phone. They're going to be there just as well. They can call me in the middle of the night if something serious is going on. And I'm going to try to help get them through that. Michelle, I know I'm not gonna call you in the middle of the night. No way.
I'm just saying in general.
No.
In general.
No, so I do believe that you can have lots of friends. I would say this though, you won't have lots of lifelong friends, but you know, you will have lots of people that you have deep relationships with and really intertwine your life with their life for seasons at a time. So I do believe that, but maybe not
So
a
do
whole
you
lot
think
of
you just
lifelong
is there?
friends.
Do you think it's a difference between a friend and an associate? Because what you, to me, a little bit described was an associate.
No.
Because you're gonna know you're socializing, you're communicating, you're connecting with, you're socializing and you're meeting, but you don't connect. Like you said, in your inner circle and vulnerability, you're vulnerable and you're vulnerable with your friends, but you meet a lot of people. And to me, it's the difference between friends and associates.
Yeah, there is a huge difference. And for me, the difference is everybody that follows the podcast and follow me on social media, those are associates. But I actually have people that I've connected with on an intimate level that I've met during these platforms. And we jump off of Facebook and social media and the internet, and we have business dealings, we have friendship dealings, we are connected, my inner circle to their inner circle and things of that nature. And that has happened several times. And like I said, we were like this for a season. And I considered them my friends then, and they are still my friends now, even though life has got us going in different directions. I believe I still can connect with those people if I needed them. And I believe that if they needed me, I would still be there for them. We're just not the lifers in terms of every situation. Am I going to be at every kid's graduation? Am I going to be at every one of their success moments and throughout their life? No, but if their back is against the wall, I think they can call me and I can call them. And there's a lot of people like that I can say that about. Probably more than most people. But yeah, I don't have more than a few that are lifelong that I have 30+ year relationships with though. So I agree with you guys on that.
Okay. Well, I think
that's what we're talking about, Michelle, what he just described, the 30+ lifelong.
Yeah.
It's different categories.
Yeah,
for us women, you're either a friend or you're not. Men have categories.
Friend to foe. Listen, you friend to foe. It's like there's no in between. There's no. So my girl Tanya, let me pull this comment up, and I want to get to the pardonable offense. She says, if a friend steals from me, lie to me, lie on me, or does something harmful to my children, is definitely a deal breaker. I don't play about my kids or my money. You guys agree with that as unpardonable offenses?
Heck yeah. I mean, there's no way. I mean, you do something to my children. And I actually had a friendship end. Okay, so if we big picture it, and Charlotte, we're gonna get your comment in just a second. I don't know, Cortez, you can see that on the A Where You At page. But I think big picture, I believe that people come in and out, of course, your life for a reason. And I mean, I had that happen. I had a young lady that was in connection with my daughter, and she was not treating my daughter right. And a mother's love. You can't mistreat mine. And that ended the friendship, you know. Now I ain't walk up on her and be like, oh my God, this is that. No, what that situation. But I did feel like, you know what, once my daughter, which was an adult, I let her handle the situation, but I did need to separate because it showed me a lot about her character. Not good, bad, but it was something that I didn't want to associate with anymore because of that instance. You know, I'll even say this, which I know I'm gonna probably catch a little bit, but I never did. I didn't feel a need to sit her down and say, this is what you did, and this is why I'm ending a friendship. I just simply start backing up. You know, I ghosted her, you know what I'm saying? And not in a negative way. Yeah, I guess it was. But I just ghosted her. I start being unavailable. And I didn't feel a need to have a conversation because I believe her stance was she's going to have a defense for what she did. And for me, the end result was you didn't treat mine right. Boom. So I didn't want to be in union with her anymore. So, yeah. So now don't play with my kids or my money. Yeah. I already know where, because I know this one, that one so well. Baby, her one and only. You know, I can speak for her.
The cat, dog, Brett, everybody got my tongue because I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's
for
good.
me, I'm vulnerable when it comes to me, but I'm no tolerance. I mean, 0 is a number. So for me, there is no number of tolerance that I have when it comes to my daughter. I mean, I will black out on you so quick, I won't even know what happened when it comes to her. So, yeah.
Anybody that knows Melissa absolutely knows that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that knows her absolutely knows that. And it's a beautiful thing. I ain't seen a blackout yet, but I've seen a couple close. I'm like, oh.
And I've been told that I'm like, Lord, I need some deliverance. And I was told, no, you're not even praying for deliverance. And I had to tell him, you're right. I ain't praying, God. I'm good. Some stuff, you know how they say some stuff you don't want to change. That's something I want to change.
Right. Yeah, for me, I take a lot of stuff personally in terms of you can run me, or what do they say? You can drag me. Just don't mess with my family. I mean, it's you know, I'm a person that puts myself willingly in the line of fire, putting my opinions out publicly. So yeah, you can come for me, but don't come for my sugar and don't come for my kids. You know, other than that, I don't have an unpardonable sin, I guess, unless it deals with other people. Lying to me, lying on me, hell, we all fall short of the glory of God. So I done lied to people and been lied on. So I can't say that if you lie to me, that's something that I won't ever forgive you for. I can't say if you lie on me, that ain't something I'll ever forgive you for. And then it depends on the level of offense towards my family and my kids. Sometimes people offend you without malice, right? They're not trying to offend you. They're not trying to come for your kids, but you know, what if your kid came for their kid and now they're coming for you? So there's a lot of things that you can read into that. But yeah, I am more along the lines of me and you can duke it out, but just don't bring my family into it. Don't bring my kids into it. Don't bring my mom into it and that kind of thing. So I've got a William Duff says, he's got a huge
he did a dissertation on it.
Listen, he said, all relationships stem from the relationship you have with yourself first. The people you allow in your circle are reflections of your security, insecurities, and your perceptions of yourself. All play in what you allow people to do, say, act, be around you, and how you will accept different levels of behavior, which all ID, and all is a measurement of your existence first.
Well, all right. Preach. What time is Sunday service? I just know your own mind. Nah, but that was good. That very valuable points in there.
That'll preach. Yes, that'll preach.
That'll preach. I do tend to agree with that. I do want to, let me throw this out there. So we talked about the vulnerability and when you have people who are close to you, let's talk about boundaries. Do you think, and I kind of know the answer to this, but I want to get y'all's feedback. Do you think within a friendship, you know, that person you're vulnerable with, should you have boundaries? Should there be a place within that friendship that you don't go? I think per se, yes. I think every relationship needs boundaries of some sort, just so things don't get out of hand, you know. Right. But what say you? Well,
boundaries are necessary.
Yeah.
Some people think that they can tell you the ugly truth. You still got to have boundaries with that because everybody don't want the ugly truth. And you have to know who you're in relationship with, how far to take it and how far not. You need to know when to pull back and when to be aggressive. So definitely boundaries. Boundaries are necessary in any relationship.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And yes, they are necessary, but I think where we fall short is we don't realize that we're always setting and resetting boundaries. See, you train a person how to treat you based on what you will and will not let go. So people don't get that. Sometimes you say the ugly truth to me and I laugh with you and I say, yeah, so if that has happened, the next time you think it's okay to say the ugly truth to me, and then I want to jump down your throat. So we as people, going back to William's statement, that we have to be where we want to be and understand who we are and our securities and insecurities, and we train the people around us how to treat us. Like if my girl Tanya says, listen, don't lie to me. Well, if the first time or if you don't check a friend that you see lying to somebody else or lying on somebody else, they're going to think you're okay with them lying. But if you check them and say, listen, that's a falsity, I know that person and that's not true, you bringing me some garbage, you check them, now they say, okay, whenever I'm around Lisa or Michelle or Tanya, I know that lying is not acceptable. So I think we have to clearly define for ourselves what we will and will not accept and be steadfast in that across the board. Because when you're consistent in that, what you will and will not accept, everybody that you allow into your circle knows exactly what's acceptable because you've trained them how to treat you. And you can't go back and forth, because that's where I think we get a lot of miscommunication in. Like, hey, it was cool to call you a bitch yesterday, but now I called you a bitch today, and now you so how do you know what I'm saying? So you got to train people how to treat you, but if you don't know who you are in the first place, it's hard to do that.
So I do have a question. This is the perfect place to input this question based off of what we just read. Do you think you can be really good friends with someone and be envious of them?
Okay, so I think, girl, are you reading my notes? I think you're reading my notes.
And then if you are envious of them, do you tell them that you're envious of them?
Jesus. Okay, so, I gotta walk it again. Okay, so that ties so into my next question, the next segment, which is great. You fit right with that. Is it possible? I'm gonna say it's not healthy. I had a situation where I had a close friend, dare I say lifer, at least to thus far, and we are still, I would say, associates. We're not as close as we once were, because I think the person had some underlying issues with me, right? And as things began to kind of come out, I feel like God showed me this person has an issue with you, right? But the person either didn't recognize it, or I believe they recognized it, but I believe they were unwilling to call it what it was. And it affects the relationship. I think if you keep it and you don't share it, or you don't if you don't deal with it, you don't necessarily have to share it, but if you don't deal with it, it's going to manifest. And with this particular person, it manifested in our friendship. And she did something that was that I deemed I couldn't come back from. And a big picture was the root was, there's some stuff there's an ought you have against me, or really with yourself. And until you deal, like with was it William's comment, knowing who you are, dealing with your own insecurities. If you don't know who you are, especially in a spiritual relationship, in a context to Christ, if you don't know who you are and deal with those insecurities, you will project that envy. It comes out in jealousy, and then most people try to mask it. You know what I'm saying? And maintain relationship. It manifested. And so now, although me and the young lady, I had to take a step back from a very long-term friendship, still love her. Still, that's my girl. She was like, "Dang, something happened." I'd still, try to go and be there for her. But as far as we here and we are wrapped up and we are doing, no, I can't. So yeah, you cannot. To answer your question, child, you didn't hit the bug with that one. You popped the top. No, you can't operate in envy. You cannot. Absolutely not.
Now, Chris says, are we just talking envious or covetous?
Oh.
Because that could be. Because
well, maybe the
I'm gonna
person
say
who said it should have known the difference, but I was told envious.
so I will say this. All things come down to the energies, right? And I believe I could be in a tight friendship or relationship with somebody that I envy if I allow that energy to be used as motivation and not as
right.
So for instance, for me, I'm around a lot of wealthy people, and I'm building a business where a lot of my colleagues are exploding, and I'm like, man, I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up. So there's some envy there, and that energy is, man, why I ain't blowing up yet? I'm working just as hard. So the envy is there. They're making 5-6 figures, and I'm like, man,
Wow.
why am I? So the envy is there, but then I have to use that energy in a positive way to say, okay, listen, that is my friend. I'm happy to see them succeed. My day is coming. But how do I now use and harness this energy to develop the mindset that they had that created the success that they are having? So because envy is an energy, how do you use that energy? Some people use it like a toxic poison that it can be, and they let it toxify everything that they come into contact with. So absolutely. I would say yes, if you know how to harness that energy, just like if you know how to harness failure, right? Failure for most people is a very negative thing, but most people who are successful at anything, and Lisa, you know, as a life coach, failure is part of the success formula, right? You try, you fail, you adjust, and you do it again. Yeah. So if you know how to harness the energy and use it for the good, it actually can strengthen a relationship. But I would say 95% of the people who have envy issues are negative people, and therefore it's going to come out as negative energy towards the person that they are envious of.
Mm-hmm. And what you just described, Cortez, for me as well, I do have a lot of people that's doing big things and on whole total levels that I am working towards getting, but I don't look at it as an envy. I look at it as a motivation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gotcha.
That's good. Or admiration.
Because I can't make the word envy be good, be positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put envy in my vocabulary and make it be a good thing. So what you describe, I totally feel you. But in regards to that definition of envy of where you placed it, for me, I would have placed motivation where you put the word envy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I think you could admire, you know what I'm saying? You could admire that person, and you admire those people who make I admire anybody making 6 figures. And it gives you the motivation, and it gives you the drive to say, you know what, I'm going to work in my lane. People get out of context when you compare yourself to another. You cannot, you know what I'm saying? You have what you were put on this earth to do, and how you are, your unique little self. God made you special. You got to do you. You know what I'm saying? And be in that lane.
It's sort of like comparing yourself to someone else. Like, why you got it and I don't? Why you good enough and I'm not? You know what I'm saying? So,
I love it. I absolutely. This is so great. So let me 2 more questions. Have you ever been the betrayer? Now, we've all been betrayed in some kind of way or felt like it. Have you ever felt like you betrayed someone? I have. I'm sure if I just be honest with myself, there's been some times where I've done some things where I was like, dang, I should have did that. But I recently betrayed someone's trust. And it wasn't catastrophic, but it was something where the person was like, dang, Chill, why would you do that? And I was
all
like,
right. Hold that thought. Hold that
go
thought.
ahead. I know we need to
come
break.
back on the other side of this break, and we're gonna talk about it's gonna get real vulnerable around here. Have you betrayed? We've all been the betrayer, and how did that turn out? So you guys make sure you keep it locked right here.
What if a product existed that allowed you to lose weight while you got the best sleep of your life? An all-natural supplement comprised of herbs, extracts, prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes that work naturally with your body to reduce stress, invoke a relaxed state of mind and body, while simultaneously accelerating digestion and metabolism, resulting in a great night's sleep as you burn calories. The result is you sleep better and you wake up lighter than you went to bed. A world leader in nutritional products, Be Epic, introduces Accelerate, a special 2-capsule combination you take just before bedtime. One prepares your mind and body for a deeper night's sleep, while the other gently works with your body's chemistry to accelerate digestion, flush toxins, increase metabolism, and result in a lighter, leaner you every morning. Discover for yourself the life-changing benefits of this amazing supplement. Order your pack of Accelerate capsules today, backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Manage your body and mind naturally with Accelerate. Visit the website shown below or contact the person who sent you this video.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I am your host, Cortez Hustle. That is my co-host, Michelle A.
Hey.
And we are coming live and direct from the Monetize My Life Now studios. Is that where we at, Michelle, today?
I'm in my room. Y'all see my closet. I don't know where to do that. The Monetize Your Life studios is where we're coming live from.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I wrote this book so that you can learn how to turn your passions, gifts, and talents into profit with little to no startup costs. Guys, we have something called the internet. We have something called social media. You can build a brand and it don't cost you nothing. But a little time, energy, effort, and know-how. So go to monetizemylifenow.com, grab your free copy of the book. You just cover shipping. I'll send it right out to you. So we're talking about friendships, betrayals, and being betrayed, and getting down with a little betraying yourself. Michelle was about to tell us how she has betrayed someone and how it all turned out.
It didn't feel good. So someone trusted me with some information and my intent was good, but hindsight, I still shouldn't have said anything. So loose lips sink ships. We know that. And I had a friend of mine or an associate of mine that was going through something personal. And my intention was I shared it with someone else who I esteemed as a friend. And that person told someone else. Now, the context in which they shared it was a business context because it was something that was relative to business. But for me, when it got back around that such and such got out, I knew I'd only told one person. And I knew that one person had to be the person to spill the beans. And so the original party, here's what I did. I tried to own it. Because I'm not going to hide my hand and do this. I'm not going to do that. So I approached her and I said, hey, I want you to hear it from me. This is what happened. Because the person I shared it with, I shared it from the standpoint of let's pray for her, right? Let's pray for this person. Let's, they going through a rough place, 2 or 3 are gathered. And when I shared it with her, boom, 0 to 100 real quick, hung up on me, et cetera, et cetera. And for me, the end of that was, in my heart and in my spirit, I know God told me to go to her and tell her, number one, so she didn't hear it from somebody else, so it didn't just float around and she'd be like, oh, what? No, address it head on, as a friend, or for at that time I was like friend, and just address it, be upfront about it. And she took it the way she took it. My solace, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be able to lay my head and go to sleep tonight, is that I brought it to her. I didn't lie about it. I didn't try to hide my hand, spite my face. And I allowed her that opportunity to blow steam and me not try to come back with a bunch of excuses. The only thing I said was my intent was to pray for you, in which she took it in a different way, where she was like, you was praying on me and not for me. In which that, God knows my heart, that wasn't my intent. But still, if I had not said anything to that other person, then that would not have. Now, the other person would have found out, but it wouldn't have been for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a work thing. And, we really haven't spoken, since the person hung up on me. I think she checked on me once when my daughter's father passed. She checked on me once. But really, we haven't said anything to each other, since then. And And I have to just own it. I have to eat that. I haven't knocked at the door. I haven't been like, oh, let me back in. Hey, can we talk? Nope. I'm gonna leave that right there because my
Mhm.
heart is clear. I did what God told me to do. I apologized. I repented. You know, and big picture is it may have been time for us to separate. Is the way I have to look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
What happened wasn't a surprise to God. It happened. You know, and
Mhm.
I'm not proud of that moment. Hindsight, now I've learned. You know, shut your mouth, Shell. Close this thing. You know, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And you know, kind of is what it is. But I still love her. But I'm okay that you know I wish her well and God bless her and you know,
Yeah.
boom.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Let
Yeah.
me show this comment real quick, then we'll get Melissa's take on that. My girl Charlotte Pope out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Uh,
Tupelo.
All right.
yes, says friends are like expensive gifts that you cherish, take care
Mm.
of, value, and desire in your life at different times or
Ooh.
even difficult times. And I would definitely have to agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Miss Lisa, vulnerable time, betrayed somebody. You've been betrayed. Of course, we all have to some level or some degree. But as the betrayer, you know, I know we all get the place of feeling remorse for any
Yeah.
hurt that we cause. If you are a human being and you
Yeah.
cause another human being to hurt, it hurts,
Yeah.
right?
It should.
Yeah, or
Absolutely.
that's why I said if you're a human being, if you can hurt
Right.
somebody and it don't hurt you, you ain't human, man. I don't
Right.
care what
Right.
nobody say. Uh,
And for me, I would have to piggyback off of Michelle. I think my mouth gets me in a lot of trouble sometimes
Yeah. I hear you.
with information that's brought to me when I had someone that confided in me in regards to a situation. And this is something that I had to learn. And this was my teachable moment at this particular time. So someone came to me and needed advice. So I'm listening. I thought they needed advice, but they didn't want the advice. And so for when
mm,
I started commenting and giving my input on it, it was a form of betrayal because they just needed a listening ear.
mm,
Um,
And I had so much to say.
they
mhm.
wasn't ready.
And absolutely. So it's time. We have to do the right thing at the right time. You know what I mean? So for
Yeah.
me, I felt like I betrayed them because of how I made them feel. It wasn't my intent,
Right.
Mhm.
but how I made them feel, I had to take responsibility of it. And so now, you know, they kind of tiptoe when it comes to me. But what I've learned is to ask, okay, is this a listening moment or do you want feedback?
Mm,
Nice.
So that was a life lesson taught for me at that very moment, but it still was a betrayal for me. And that's how I felt because of how I made them feel. Yes, they came to me with their emotions, but they weren't ready to hear feedback.
mm,
And
Gotcha.
I wasn't at that time in a spiritual place where I can have the discernment of knowing. Because in life
Okay.
coaching, you have to have the spirit of discernment of knowing what to say, when to say, if they're ready to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. And so that teachable moment taught me very well to be able to be successful in where I am today.
gotcha.
Awesome.
I love it. I
Awesome.
love it. And that's why if you come to me and you start any conversation with between me and you, I don't want to hear it. Listen,
Right.
listen.
Because it's
If the
not.
conversation starts, hey, bro, hey, bro, this just between me and you. Hold up. I don't want to hear nothing that is only between
Yeah.
me and
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Don't tell
because
nobody.
I
Right.
talk for a living, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that might slip out. So if the conversation starts with, hey, psst, 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 hey, between me and you,
Not the.
psst, don't tell nobody. Hey, listen, this can't go no further than right here. Hey,
Whew.
listen. If
Right.
because here's what I know. If you're starting the conversation with this shouldn't go further than right here, somebody probably told you it
Yep.
shouldn't go further than right there.
Yeah.
So you
Absolutely.
so I don't want to hear that. But you said your mom, both of you guys said your mom gets you in trouble because
Yeah.
you know you hear things and you are naturally your gift is to help and to
Yeah.
provide resources and help people. You know what my problem is my hustle, right? And I remember allowing my hustle to betray my wife and also my sons, right? Because
Wow.
sometimes I put my head down and I don't come up for air for 6 to 12 months. And if
Wow.
you have ever been in a marriage or any committed relationship, you know that's not good.
He all in my business. All in my business.
That's not good, man. And almost for 6 to 12 months, my wife was playing for me Beyonce's Finally He Put Me First, and I wasn't getting it because I was putting my business first. And for me, putting my business first is putting her first because of what the business will bring and financial stability and success. And I can care for you in ways that we've always dreamed of. And she's like, no, Jigga, I don't need none of that.
He coaching me and don't even know it.
Listen,
he do that. He do that
for me.
He do that.
And you know, and now we've got a cadence, a rhythm. I know if I put my head down for 30 straight days, then I got to come up and give her a weekend. And then she now gives me the blessing to put my head down for another 30 days. And she's not going to nag. She's not going to say what she's missing from me and all that kind of stuff. But I got to come up for air and give her that weekend. And it's the same with my children because you know, sometimes I put my head down and I'm missing basketball games and they're having moments in their life as they're entering to young adulthood and dad ain't listening. You know, I hear you, but I ain't listening because I'm focused. And I'm like, once I get this squared away, then I'm going to have all the time that I can really just sit down with you and we can just chop it up. And no, I'm going through something right now, Dad. By the time you get what you're trying to do together, that moment have passed and somebody else would have spoken into my life and helped me get through that. And then they start building resentment towards my hustle. Ooh. So I have to be very, very careful about how I grind and how hard I grind. And I have to apologize to my wife and my kids because, you know, it will sometimes get in the way if you're not careful. So you have to actually know how to harness your ambition, right? So that it doesn't hurt those around you, even though a large part of me is grinding for them, but also I know my own vanity. I'm grinding for myself so people can say, look at Ace Cortez, he built his brand to this level. But the fruit of that is also for them. So it's tough, man. Betrayal can come in a lot of forms, man. And
I just want to say same grace.
That's
same grace. The grace that was on your wife, same grace. Touch and agree, Michelle, same grace.
There, boom, right there. It's so funny.
I just got some life coaching and he don't even know it. Same
right, that's what I was gonna say. He is known as over there. He over that way. He over there somewhere. There he is. He's known as my big little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's my big little brother because he always has these impactful things to put down. He don't even be knowing the seeds that he's spreading across the lawn for good growth.
He just dropped a whole bunch of seeds, baby. Same grace. I received that, Cortez. Thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's a killer, man. It sometimes, and you know, and then when because it took me a long time to see it. I was like, what are you bugging about? What are you tripping on? And it took a long time to see it. And I'm like, oh, snap. And then when you finally see it, and then you look back, and like, this offense didn't just happen today. I've been offending you for like 4 years. And you haven't said anything because of your love of my ambition, because she loved the hustle in me. That's kind of what, you know, attracted her. My kids love to be able to say, hey, my financial health mentor is my dad, right? So they love the hustle in me. But when you wear too many hats, you got to know when to wear which hat. Awesome. And that's what
it's called balance.
Yes.
Balance.
Yes.
Balance.
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely. That's great. So we are at the top of the hour. I just want to give these 5 steps to how do you heal, some ways that you can come back from betrayal. I'm just going to hit them real quick. You have to feel it, acknowledge that it even happened. Then you have to change your frame of perspective, the way you're looking at it, be able to forgive. Forgiving is not forgetting. Forgiving sets you free so you don't carry it around your neck like a boulder, but you got to forgive. But it doesn't necessarily mean forgetting. Also, accountability and self honesty. Be accountable for whatever your part was in that. You know what I'm saying? Was I the person that told you the secret that you told? And maybe I shouldn't even told you. So accept the accountability there.
Absolutely.
Apologize and adjust your balances. Is the 5th one. Again, as the person, that apology needs to be out there along with, the accountability, and then set your boundaries. We talked about those things. I'm going to just shout out this book real quick. It's probably going to come up backwards, but it's Relational Intelligence. I follow Dr. Darius Daniels online. I don't know if y'all know him, but this book will help you set boundaries for relationships, be it romantic, friendship, family, and help you put people in the proper place. Melissa talked about that. Putting people where everybody's not a friend. So Google this book, get this book. It's an ebook, as well as you can go to Barnes and Noble or wherever and get it. But it really helps you to put people in the right places in your life, and it'll help you avoid some of the pitfalls of, as far as being betrayed and being the betrayer. It'll really kind of help you level out that playing field. I got a lot of peace of mind now that I got people in the right places in my life. And sometimes they switch and adjust, but as long as I have the mindset to say, hey, this is where that person goes, if things happen, I'm not walking in a fence. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because I haven't put them in a friend category and they're really an associate, Lisa, an associate, or maybe they're my advisor, maybe they are, whatever. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I know we got to get ready to wrap up soon. So
I'm going to go ahead and set up a future show because this young lady says, listen, my biological baby sister and my husband slept together.
Ooh,
I raised my sister her whole life. To this day, she calls me mama. Yes, I forgave them both because I couldn't afford to go back to jail for murder. So on a future episode of the St. Louis Hustle Podcast, we're going to tackle that whole infidelity thing. And it's going to go down. So before we get out of here, Miss Lisa, tell everybody where they can reach you, how they can follow you, how they can connect with you if they need a good life coach in their lives. How can they connect with you?
So the name of my brand is Into Me Life Coach. And Into Me is holistic. We're going to be into ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Awesome. That's what we definitely lack. We lack the complete brand. And so it's called Into Me Life Coaching. My Facebook page is Melissa Lisa Wilson. I'm setting everything up now in regards to my Facebook page and my social media for the Into Me Life Coaching. But you can also contact Michelle because Michelle definitely has direct contact with me as well. So, but my Facebook page is Melissa Lisa Wilson. And again, be looking out for Into Me Life Coaching. It is definitely on the way. I am also life coaching today, but as far as Into Me Life Coaching, that's in preparation. But if you definitely need to get in touch with me, for everyone who's on streaming live now, you can also get in contact with Michelle, and she definitely knows how to get in touch with me personally.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and definitely keep up the good work because I am on every Tuesday. So I love you all, and it's a blessing to everyone. Great job.
Awesome. So it pains us to admit we have come to the end of yet another show here on the St. Louis Hustle Podcast, where we bring you all things hustle, from hustling in relationships, hustling in love, hustling in politics, entrepreneurship, entertainment, whatever your deal is, you can find it here on the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. So until we talk to you guys next time, we want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it. Each and every single one of you. Now hustle hard.